All right, this is especially for second period. We had some technical difficulties with the computer, and so we didn't get through all of these examples, and I really want you to have these for your homework. So let's go back through. This is one that we started, and this is number 15 in your book if you want a clearer picture, but I will try to draw a picture for you. So we have this little house, and we have a truss on top. And that's the framework for a roof. And we have that this and this. And we have that this angle here is W. And we have that this angle here is 2W. And we have that this whole angle, and they just marked it right here, so that can be a little confusing, is 2W plus 40. But because there's only one circle, you know that they're talking about this whole angle here. Now, the most important thing that you understand here is that this line right here is a straight line. And straight lines are also called supplementary. Once we add these angles together, we have supplementary angles. So whenever we have supplementary angles, which is going to be this guy right here. This whole thing is a supplementary angle. Okay, so we know now this guy over here is actually not all that useful to us right now. Now that's the variable we're looking for, but in order to find W, we can use these other angles and then just plug W in over here. So let's look at this as 2W. Whoop, let me change color on my pen. Okay, so let's look at this as 2W plus 2W plus 40. And that's going to give us 180 degrees. Now, if we solve this for W, we're going to get this W. All the W's here have to be the same number, or I'd talk about them in different terms. So let's let W equal our unknown angle. And let's just solve this equation because we have more information for this equation. We'll say that this is 4W plus 40 equals 180. Subtract 40 from both sides. Make sure you're showing all of your algebra. And through the magic of technology, I just took a phone call and I'm back. So let's finish out this equation. 4W equals 140. Divide by 4, divide by 4. I get that W equals 35. Now, because we solved for W here, it means that that's going to be the same W here, and all it asked us to do is find the degree measure of the angle. So it would be 35 degrees. Okay, here's another triangle problem, and let me move this over a little so you can read the whole thing. The largest angle in a scalene triangle, and be very, very aware. I'm not going to make you memorize what does a scalene triangle look like, what does an isosceles triangle look like. I just, in the question itself, will guide you to understand. A scalene triangle has angles that are all different. So I'm just going to draw you a scalene triangle so you can kind of get the gist of it, and sometimes drawing these really helps. Now, the most important thing here is to find our base variable. What are we basing everything off of so we can define our variable and move forward? Okay, so let's read through this. The largest angle in a scalene triangle is 6 times as large as the smallest. Take that sentence and see what are we basing it off of. 6 times as large as the smallest. So smallest is really what we're basing that first sentence off. The largest is based on the smallest. Okay? If the middle angle is twice the smallest, then what are the measures of the 3 angles? If the middle angle is twice the smallest, once again, basing it on the smallest. That becomes our base variable. That will become our x. We know we have 3 angles in a triangle, so we're going to put 3 little lets here. This will make sure that we see that and we are able to remember to answer the question. Remember, don't forget to answer that question. Okay, so we're going to let x equal the smallest. The largest angle is 6 times the smallest. So 6 times this small angle here is going to be 6x, the largest. And then the middle angle is going to be twice, so 2x equals mid. Now, you don't have to write out the middle angle. This is not to torture you. This is really so that you can identify when you get an answer, what are the unknowns I'm looking for? Okay, so let's make an equation now. We know the interior angles of any triangle add up to 180 degrees. And that should be on your note card. I'm going to allow you to bring this note card back in for test number 4. So know that you need those formulas. So let's say that x plus 6x plus 2x equals 180 degrees. Okay, 9x equals 180. Divide by 9. Make sure you're showing all of your algebra. X equals 20. Now, you get so excited that you got an answer here. Don't forget to answer the question. So this is going to be 20 degrees, 100. Ooh, not 180. That would be the whole triangle. If you got 180 there, you'd know you did something wrong. 120 degrees and 40 degrees. And if I add those up, 120, 160, 180, all 3 angles add up to 180 degrees. Here's one more that we didn't get to in class. This is a pretty easy one. In 1977, the Super Bowl was played in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. In that football game, the Oakland Raiders scored 18 more points than the Minnesota Vikings. If the total number of points scored was 46, what was the final score for each team? Now, you are all mathematically intelligent, and I know that you can just pick some numbers and start plugging stuff in and see how it works out. We need to do this algebraically. So let's go and see what our base variable is going to be. Oakland Raiders scored 18 more points than the Vikings. So nothing's happening to the Vikings, so why don't we let V equal Vikings. And the Raiders scored 18 more, so let 18 more than that would be V plus 18 equal the Raiders. Now, together they scored 46 points. So V plus 18 equals 46. 2V plus 18 equals 46. Minus 18. Minus 18, 2V equals 28, divided by 2, V equals 14. So the Vikings scored 14 points. And the Raiders, 18 plus 14 is 32 points. And I think that Patrick Davidson figured out that was 3 field goals and 2 touchdowns. I have no idea on that, but I will trust him. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Have a good evening.